I'm Andy Hateley. Welcome to vlog number 4.
Flagstaff right now.
Alright, so we made it to Texas Motor Speedway. We qualified 6th, so. Package for you.
Yeah, sweet. And so that's a wrap for FD Texas.
We're broken down on the side of the freeway in Albuquerque.
Rescued by a fine police officer that found me on the side of the road.
How y'all doing?
Alright, so we got the truck back.
Just gonna keep moving down the road here, like trail into California.
Okay, so we're in Flagstaff right now. First leg of the drive. Just woke up, passed out in the trailer last night around 1 a.m. Just hanging with Sir Gonzo here. And about to get back on the road. Take a visit by the Chiba Hut and get a sandwich first. But, Flagstaff, I'm inside you, you sexy beast.
Alright, so we made it to Texas Motor Speedway unscathed. Car is looking good. Not much to do here, so we're going to take off, get some food, and come back tomorrow. Got to pick up all my guys from the airport, and yeah, come shred it tomorrow. See you guys later. First practice session, the car felt like total garbage. I didn't have time to get in alignment before he left, so we got the car back in the pits, dialed in some more toe-in the rear, changed gearing from a 410 to a 427, and we also upped our front dampening quite a bit, about 5 or 6 clicks, and the car felt a lot better after that, and we moved on into qualifying, feeling pretty good. So about 20 minutes before qualifying, just like in Seattle, we broke our steering rack again. The hard line decided to blow itself off, and we were in a mad rush to get back to the pits, get the spare part, get it back out to the track, get the steering rack in. It was a pretty big rush to get the car ready. We came into the situation where we had Kevin Wells sitting over there just eyeballing us, waiting for us to go, and we had to go. We didn't even get a chance to align the car properly. We did an eyeball alignment. Upon bringing the car back in and checking it with the toe plates, we realized that we had about 1.5 inches toe in up front, which is entirely the not ideal setup. We want actually to have about a 1/8 of an inch toe out up front. So the car drove really weird on that first lap, and we fixed it with the toe plates and got back out for a second lap. The car felt awesome. We put down a score of an 80, which is the same score we put down in Atlanta, which put us in 6th place. The run felt great. It was definitely the best run of the day, and I was happy that I did it when I needed to. Alright, so Pro 1 practice is going on right now, so it might be a little loud, so I'm going to keep this mic nice and close, but we qualified 6th, so that's a big thumbs up. Heading in tomorrow, it looks like we got matched up with Josh Robinson in his Ute, so it should be pretty interesting, should be good stuff, and we'll check back in with you guys tomorrow. So one subject of controversy at FD Texas was the tire barriers. Mainly they added them because of what happened to Vaughn's car a couple years ago when he backed it into the wall there and bent up the whole chassis, and if he had hit front end he probably could have been seriously injured. He was really lucky that he backed it in there. Some quick thinking on his part for sure. This year they added the tire barriers, which would save you from injury, but the problem with the tires is they kind of suck you in, so once you dig your back bumper in there, it's going to whip you around and turn turn your car into a helicopter for the next few seconds. Happened to Juha Riitanen, and unfortunately happened to my buddy Danny George, and flipped his E36 over during Pro2 qualifying, which totally sucks. But in retrospect, you know, the damage to both those cars probably would have been a lot worse if the tire barriers weren't there. Both cars didn't really get any suspension damage. The body panels were destroyed, but the suspension was saved from a major incident. And you know, it's a give and take situation there. There's no best way to do it, but as far as driver safety goes, the tires are definitely better than the concrete wall. I know most of us drivers would rather scrape our bumper on a concrete wall than get sucked into some tires like that. But the upside to it is the fact that, you know, if someone hit that wall head on, they could be seriously injured by just going into solid concrete like that. So I agree with them being there. I think it's a better option than the concrete wall, especially when you look at the damage that was sustained on Von Gitten's car. I'd rather beat up all my body panels and still have a car rather than just total it on that wall. And I've hit that wall before. I hit it last time I was there in 2015. So it's just the way it's got to be, unfortunately.
Looking at one of my favorite cars is Hateley E30 BMW. It is Andrew Hateley. Next up is IAS Performance S14 BC Racing.
So we had our first top 16 battle with Josh Robinson in his Holden Ute, which makes about 1,000 horsepower or so. So came into the first corner, I checked up a little bit on my speed right there, and then got back on the gas. We have to run kind of a loose setup at FD Texas to be able to make it down the big long straightaway connection section there. It's just sort of what we have to do to make it look good. If I have too much grip there, then I'm not able to make it all the way out to the clipping point with good angle and good speed. When we changed positions, Josh waited a little bit too long to leave the starting line, so we had a false start, and then turned back around, got back in line, and we went at it again. I started a little bit further back than I would have liked to. I was warned by my spotter that Josh was going a little slow in the first corner, so I gave him a little bit of room there. Probably shouldn't have given him so much, and was able to gain proximity after I came out of the cloud and on the straightaway. Get a little bit back there. He threw it pretty hard into the tire barriers, and I almost hit him on the last corner. He checked up on quite a bit of speed there. You can't see very good from this angle, but we'll go to a live stream so you can check that out.
So we are seeing Andrew Hateley and Josh Robinson. Hateley in the BMW, Josh Robinson in his Holden Ute. Hateley slingshotting away from Robinson, a wide swing here for Hateley. Oh, and Robinson having some issues there in the chase position, some wavering. Hateley through the power alley, firing off. And Robinson really having a tough go here in that chase position. They leave the start line. Robinson through the start chicane. He had some issues in the chase position. How will Robinson throw down now? A lot more comfortable up front as Hateley gets lost in the smoke. Hateley gaining some ground. Oh man, bringing it around. You can see Robinson and Hateley. All right, slide him left for Robinson, right for Andy Hateley. And it looks like Andy Hateley gets the win. Andrew Hateley moves on, taking out the Holden Ute of Josh Robinson.
All right, so in top 8 we were matched up with Riley Sexsmith and his FRS with a 2J in it, and we got hit pretty much straight off the bat. I was kind of upset with the judge's decision at first, but after reviewing the footage, I was off throttle for much longer than I should have been. Track was cooling down. Like I said, we were running kind of a loose setup for FD Texas, and it bit us in the ass right there, quite literally. No hard feelings towards Riley at all. It was pretty much my fault. You know, it could have been avoided, but I shouldn't have been off throttle that long right there. Like I said, I was pretty upset about the decision right off the bat, and we tried to protest it, and upon reviewing the footage, with some similar crashes from last year. I was off throttle longer than I should have been right there. It was only a quarter of a second that I was off throttle after I had gotten off the brakes and started to come through the corner, but it was definitely too long. You could definitely see the car slowing down quite a bit, and that was the end of it pretty much. Judges made their decision towards Riley, and that was the end of our night. Still the best event we've had so far, so I'm not upset with the decision. Damage of the car was very minimal. It knocked our alignment off slightly, which I was able to fix just by adjusting the eccentric bolts for the trailing arms, and that was it. Just got a bunch of rubber on our wheel and rubber on the bumper, and no body damage or anything. So that was the end of it. Congrats to Riley on his podium. Congrats to Kevin Lawrence for taking the championship, and you know, that's the Pro 2 season right there. So the day after the event on Sunday, we went to Lone Star Drift Round 4, their final round of their Formula Drift Pro-Am Series. My buddies Beam Team Tyler and Beam Team Brian were there. So I get to hang out with some of my California friends and annoy them with my camera.
Pole right here I'm watching.
Wow. That's really nice. Is that fiberglass?
Good times, good driving out there, really good driving for such a high-speed, complicated course. They were driving on the old FD course, which is the same section of the track that we use for FD. It's just running the opposite direction, so there's a really high-speed entry that they have to deal with, and you have to negotiate those S's very well, or you will go flying off the track.
Taking your rally! He took the championship!
I was out there helping out my buddy Eric. I did a ride along with him to help him figure out the course a little bit better, and he had a great chase run in top 16, so I was super stoked for him. David Mesker ended up winning the championship, and I believe he won that round too. Congrats to him, and hope to see him in Pro 2 next year.
David Mesker completely dominating the series this year.
Winning the round and the series, David Mesker.
Is he back yet? Have you seen him? I have a care package for you.
Dude, sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, because you drive an E30.
Badass, dude.
Yeah, so happy camper right here.
Yeah, sweet.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that's a wrap for FD Texas. Great event. Had a judging call that I didn't quite agree with, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Obviously, I'm going to be pretty biased towards myself when that kind of stuff happens, so something I got to get used to. About to take off shot at Texas Motor Speedway for the last time until next year, so just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank my team, my dad, my sponsors. We're going to come back stronger next year and hopefully perform at least this well at each event. Thanks to Aaron Losey for spotting for me, and moving on. Next year, things are looking up. New engine going in. Gonna do some tube frame trailing arms, get the rear end working like I want it to, and I'll be vlogging about that stuff along the way. So, yeah. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Trials and tribulations of Formula Drift. Well, we're broken down on the side of the freeway in Albuquerque. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I was planning on driving maybe another half an hour or so and passing out. But apparently that's not going to happen. The truck just sort of died. It says to check the charging system. Can't really do that here on the side of the freeway safely, so call the tow truck. I'm gonna have him take me to the nearest Ford dealership, and I'm gonna try and figure it out there. Alright, so we're getting hitched up here. We found a Ford dealership, gonna get it towed in, getting hitched up. disconnected the drive shaft. It is now 6:30 a.m. They open at 9, so it's looking like I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of sleep until I get this thing checked into the dealership. And where I am going to sleep after that is still up for question, I guess. What do you think, Gonzo? Well, guess this is home for right now, outside the Ford dealership. Truck is going into service. Don't know what's wrong with it. Charging system failed. This is my spot on the side of a road in Albuquerque for the night. Alright, so we were rescued by a fine police officer that found me on the side of the road.
How y'all doing?
Officer Dan. We're heading back to his place and gonna hang out there for the day, I guess, because the diagnosis was that my high pressure oil pump went out, and it's not gonna be done till tomorrow afternoon. So
Flipped over reservation decoration.
all right.
Fucked over rebuilt Dodge. I got tough. Can go all day, man.
Found on road dead was what I was feeling true.
Fix or repair daily. Found on road dead.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Fucking A. What do you think, Gonzo? You like Ford?
Like a dick. The AC works. I don't give a shit.
Alright, so we got the truck back. Took a day to fix. The diagnosis was the high pressure oil pump went out, which works with the fuel injectors and powers them or something like that. So, yeah, they fixed it. Truck's back. We're good. Heading out of Albuquerque. Big thanks to Officer Dan Brockett, for letting me stay at his house and picking me up and dragged my trailer over to the house. Took me out to a great Mexican restaurant, and now I don't think Albuquerque's so bad. Oh, and I got a big bag of green chilies too, which is pretty sweet because apparently they only grow here about a month a year. So moving along. We're gonna blaze a trail through Arizona and into California tonight, hopefully, and hopefully make it all the way home. At this point, it looks like I'd be there at about 6 or 7 in the morning if I go all the way through. So we'll figure that out and move on. Gonzo, what do you think? We good? We're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, big thanks to Officer Dan for this badass whiskey garage hat. Thing is super comfortable. He presses them all in his house by himself, so stoked to have some handmade product from Dan Brockett here. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the hospitality, and we'll get moving down the road here. Bye.